Welcome to the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. Right now, it's a bring your own cup party to the Gay 90s interview. So let's all have a cheers.
Hey! Cheers!
Let's have a drink. Now I'm going to go around in a circle, and I'm going to ask each person to introduce themselves.
My name is Parker. I play guitar, and I sing.
My name is Malcolm, and I play the drums.
Malcolm, you're very loud.
My name is Bruce, and I play keyboards.
I'm Daniel, and I play bass guitar.
I'm in the Gay 90s practice space. I would love it if you could pick one thing in this environment and show it off like it was a beautiful accent on a wall in your apartment or home.
We have just the thing. This is Prince's tambourine. And it's got his weird symbol on it. It's purple and gold. And it was a gift from Prince to my wife, Nicole. And it is the worst sounding tambourine ever made, but it's also the sexiest. And sometimes that's a great package.
Awesome. So let's play a song. I'm going to start with your track, Letterman. I would love it if one of you could introduce this track for the listeners.
Hi, my name is Bruce, and if you feel like touching yourself, have a listen to this song. It's called Letterman.
We made a pact to separate ourselves from the pack. Now tell me just how the hell we're supposed to do that. I know you tried, I know you tried. I want you to try.
To the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. You just heard Letterman by a band called the Gay 90s. I'm in their practice space, and I would love it if one of you could talk a bit more about this track.
Well, what would you like to know? Could you give me like a question about it?
All right. I've heard that the song Letterman is not, in fact, about David Letterman.
You heard wrong. It is. Nah, it's actually about a long distance relationship, and we kind of named it Letterman by accident. And it's interesting. We've recently been working on some new songs, and we've been naming them and experimenting with names. And it sometimes they stick. Our last song that we're working on is currently titled Barfy Martha, which I really hope doesn't stick. But at this point, it looks like it's pretty much there to stay.
It's a done deal.
We decided to name it Letterman because we were hoping it might get us on the show.
But we're hoping that Barfy Martha lyrically is on the
on Colbert.
Gay 90s, you have recently released your second EP. It's called Liberal Guilt. Your first EP was released way back in 2011, so I would love it if you could tell me what took so long for you to get back together and make some new music.
When we recorded our first EP, Coming Together, we were a three-piece band, and we reached our potential as a three-piece. And Parker?
Yeah, we were always working over those 3 years. So it's not like we took 2 years off. We've been working for 2 years, and we have well over 2 albums worth of material recorded and in the can. But those were the songs that we felt were truly in the direction that we were headed.
Those ones sure are in the can. They're a bunch of stinkers.
Gay 90s started as 3 friends, Daniel, Malcolm, and Parker. You decided to bring Bruce, a 4th guy, in, so maybe talk about finding a 4th guy, what instrument you needed, because you didn't necessarily need to bring in keys, or did you?
When my dad first saw a photograph of us hanging out with Bruce, he said, "Did you get Stone Cold Steve Austin to join your band?" He was very on point because we were actually thinking of bringing in a wrestler to get the right tones that we needed. I tried to keep a straight face. But for me, it was always keyboards. With Bruce, I didn't realize quite how important textures can be and how much they can impact songwriting. And it's been a wonderful ride.
So, Bruce, since I have you here, what's it like joining a band with 3 guys who are obviously long and established friends?
Well, it was a bit of a pressure cooker scenario. These guys are very, very tight and old friends and kind of have a language of their own. So to jump into that was difficult, to say the least. The second rehearsal I had with these guys, we found out that we're going to be in the Peak Performance Project. And that was also another crazy deadline to I don't know.
So give me an example of what it's like to walk into a room with these 3 guys who've made a lot of jokes that I've probably had to edit out of this interview.
Well, it was crazy. First of all, you get over the smell. There was a funky odor. and then once you can see through the fog, it begins to make sense. It's all love in this room and a lot of support, especially musically. But
You're one of us now.
Yeah, Blood Brothers.
Ooh, yeah, I think Daniel probably would tell this story the best, but we are officially blood brothers. And Daniel, please.
I can't resist. I have to ask.
We were playing a show in Victoria a few months ago with a band from Vancouver that we like quite a bit called Smash Boom Pow. 4 a.m. and we had a long, fun night. We were in the headspace that we decided it was a good time to become blood brothers. So Bruce cracked open his buck knife that he carries on him at all times, and we proceeded with the idea that we were going to all slice our hands open and then do a 4-way kiss and then all hold hands at the same time and bleed together on the floor. And we got ready to do that, but then Parker said, no, we have to wait until we find the exact right Paul McCartney song to put on. So you put on Uncle Albert by Wings, and it was like, what was it?
Why was that the perfect song?
It couldn't have been anything else in the moment, and so we put on look at my boyfriend, check out my bike, and we cut our hands open and we got together and bled on the floor, and it's we can smell our own, man. It's a good thing.
We were having a hard time at first, truly like cutting the skin open, just because it's a very rare time that you force yourself to cut your hand open. Ulysses' girlfriend was also very beautiful, like European or Siberian, like Serbian. Third time's the charm.
You'll get there eventually, but for people who don't know, Ulysses is...
Oh, he's the singer of Smash Boom Pow. Ulysses is. But she just started egging us on and ridiculing us, just yelling at us to cut yourself, just do it. And we're like, okay, we'll do it for you.
Malcolm took the knife from me and sliced my hand open for me quite a bit deeper than everyone else got. and then she said, like, what's wrong with a bunch of pussies? and so now we're blood brothers and pussies at the same time.
I think that it's about time to play another Gay 90s song, so I'm going to play Hold Your Fire. So how would somebody like to say a few words about this one?
We just got through a bunch of dance choreography rehearsals, and we shot an amazing video of a series of dance sequences of kind of modern interpretive dance, which we actually gave you a sneak peek of, and you were amazed, and you actually said it was the best video you've ever seen from a local band in your life.
I did say that, but you've given me an awful lot amount of beer before I watched the video.
Hey, everyone. Hey, everyone. You're listening to The Interview Show with Scotty Too Hotty Wood. This is Malcolm from the Gay 90s.
50 jokes to show you know a different circle on these streets. Where the locals dwell, day drunks, sunset off to somewhere sweet. I hope you know that I want you. I want you to hold your fire, hold your fire. Hold on. Hold your fire, hold your fire, hold on, hold on. From the skylines to the headlines, you're never on time, but you're always on board. You're the crime before the scenes, up in that high society. I heard you say that I want you. I want you to hold your fire, hold your fire, hold on, hold on. Hold your fire, hold your fire, hold on, hold on. A graveyard in an ashtray, your bones, couple drinks in, ain't nobody else. When you're singing to yourself, you're singing. You're
Welcome back to the interview show. Wanna do it? All right.
Welcome back to the interview show.
I feel a little hurt that I'm being mocked. Do I really sound like a robot?
Imitation is the greatest form of flattery.
Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Welcome back to the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. You just heard a song by a band called the Gay 90s. It's called Hold Your Fire. I would love it if I could get another member of the band to discuss it a little bit. How about the guy chugging the huge beer?
Poor guy. Holding that thing like a raccoon.
I like the driving pulse behind this song. We're looking for something a little up-tempo, and we heard a couple influential tracks right like the day they were writing this, and it kind of seeped into the blood, and this tree blossomed out of that
Pool of blood.
out of that blood in the soil, I should say. Yeah.
Gay 90s. You guys get asked in interviews if you're gay a lot. I thought I would start there.
Depends on how much ecstasy we stick up our butts.
I'm not too sure where people get off asking such personal questions. You know what I mean? Like, that always kind of weirds me out when people are just like, I don't really go up to people and ask them what their sexual preferences are because I don't think it really matters what your sexual preferences are. I think everyone's into guys and girls, and I think that's really all that needs to be said. It was just whether or not you're afraid to admit it. For me, anyways, I wear women's clothing primarily because I'm poor. And because it's easier to find women's clothing that's great and beautiful and flashy and is exactly, what I'm envisioning myself wearing and looking for.
Just totally fabulous.
Then just, yeah, as Malcolm just said, totally fabulous, which is true. In the men's section, you can't find it. You need to be rich to wear men's clothing that's flashy and beautiful and well made. And so that's a thing. And I think for the New York Dolls, there's sexual androgyny and this kind of ambiguous thing, but the fact is they were all pouring on heroin, and the only thing they could afford was flashy women's clothing from the Valley Village, And
I think, to get back to your question, and what we've kind of discovered here through talking, is that I think that in the past, rock and roll has had a great history of androgyny, but in contemporary indie culture, I don't think that androgyny or diversity in many ways is celebrated in indie rock culture, in indie rock culture specifically, and that I think that I'd love to see more of that. I'd like to see less confines on indie rock.
Yeah, I see a lot of uniforms in indie rock culture. I'd like to see less of the belt carabiner with the keys, which some of my bandmates are currently wearing right now. Can see less of that.
Gay 90s, what I'd love to do now is I'd love to play an older track from your first EP, and we can talk maybe after we hear the song about how you've grown with this new member. So, who would like to pick a track off your first EP?
Ooh. What are they even called?
Nothing's wrong. I wouldn't mind.
Ooh.
You pick.
This is Daniel from the Gay 90s, and I would like to play a track called Lovesick off our first EP, Coming Together.
Why did you choose this one, Daniel?
This piece was written in the theme or the air of an instrumental piece that was banned from radio in the 60s for being too erotic, an instrumental piece. And off the top of my head, I can't remember what it's called. Can anyone else here remember what it's called?
Yeah. But I'll need a moment.
Can we take a moment?
Please.
Can we have a moment of silence?
It's the jing, jing.
It's Link Ray.
Link Ray Rumble by Link Ray.
I like how you had to play it in your head in order to remember it.
Air drum to it. I air drummed as well. This is Daniel from the Gay 90s.
I just can't get over myself.
The hottest party's over.
Welcome back to the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. You just heard a track off Coming Together chosen by Daniel from Gay 90s. Daniel, what was that track?
Lovesick.
Thank you, Daniel. I would love it if I could get another member of the Gay 90s to discuss that track.
I remember I was writing it downstairs. I was homeless at the time, and I was staying with Malcolm. Malcolm's always, for some reason, that he's always been very, very gracious about accepting me when I'm homeless into his house to hang out and to live there and sleep on his couch.
Just come hang out.
Yeah, not a lot of people do that. I certainly have never returned the favor, but Malcolm's usually not homeless, so it's fine. I'm in luck. But I was writing downstairs, and you guys were like kind of partying upstairs, and this was. I had taken a year off of drinking at this time, and I was writing Lovesick, and I came up with this thing, and it was so exciting to just be able to run up the stairs and share it with Malcolm. And I think Lex was there, and maybe Adam. Daniel, you actually might have been there as well. I'm not sure. All right. But it was an exciting moment. And one thing that's also exciting about it, and this is completely off topic, but we have been talking about building some sort of a house somewhere where that situation could happen for a certain amount of time each year. And I think that would be a very, very beautiful life, beautiful way to live, to be able to create something and just run upstairs and all of your bandmates are there and it's like, come down and check this out. Like, that was a beautiful situation. It was a wonderful time for me.
I think that is a really sweet notion. I'd love to get you guys to talk about how difficult it is to juggle your day jobs, your social lives, your other bands, and continue to create music in a way that is meaningful to you and to people who might want to listen to it.
It's difficult. We're all very busy, and yeah, it's
He's so busy he didn't even have time to clear his throat before this interview.
That's right. Yeah, it's tricky finding time, but we all kind of sacrifice basically everything else. Like, I just work, and then I come here, and then I go home, and then I work. Like, Bruce and I start our own businesses so that we have the freedom to rehearse when we need to and to kind of spend lots of time down here. But it's tough. Like, we're super broke, and it's difficult to balance it all.
And the interesting thing for us, like what we're starting to realize as a band and as a collective, is we all have awful credit, except for Daniel. But it's like we all have bad credit. We're all like, none of us are really going to be able to buy houses right now if we're going to stay in Vancouver particularly. But the idea of everyone banding together and purchasing a thing, you know, as a company and as this organization and collective of people is much more realistic for us because, I mean, it helps that we all love each other so much that this could actually be a thing. But, you know, then you build a recording studio and then Bruce has his wood shop out of it and Malcolm's printing T-shirts for bands out of it. Daniel's got little Oscar Foxtrot in his Jolly Jumper at the age of 10, still figuring it out.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
That is a very beautiful dream. All right, guys, I think we should end it there, because how could you guys really top that? I don't know. So at the end of the show, I like the guests to pick one of their own tracks and talk about it as I bring up that music. So who would like to choose a track off your current record? It's your second EP, Liberal Guilt.
Well, I would maybe suggest Tangled, which is found at the end of the record, and it's maybe our most recent studio recording. It is our most recent studio recording.
Yeah.
And I feel like it put a lot of fire under our butts for the direction we want to go and really hone in on the next record and be looking forward. It's been really inspirational to us. So I hope you enjoy it. It's called Tangled.
Guys, thank you very much for being on my show.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
It's been a slice.
Thanks, pal.
just let him walk away. Oh, it's a dirty game. Close your eyes behind the wheel. You get there someday just the same. It's all the same anyways. It's all the same. How many times did you think about her? All of the times tangled in her. How many times did you think about her? No matter how many times that you strike it on the head, no one walks timeless till you're dead. A change in the room got them freeing, and the patterns in the wood got me rather unaware. The time and the place and the feeling. I could dress her up in blue, throw her beauty in the air. It's not a question, it's not a dare. But how many times did you think about her? All of the times tangled in her. How many times did you think about her? No matter how many times that you walk into the fire, walk hand in hand with cold desire. Yeah. How many times did you think about her? No matter how many times that you strike it on the head.